one is, what was George Lucas like? And the third one is, they really should do George's sequel treatments as a table read, you know, which is what I'd like them to do.
Sorry, what was the third question, sorry?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Do you think that, do you agree with me that they do George's treatments as a table read so they're working on the sequels, you know? Sorry, just and so, do you get the questions?
So I got the first two. I just didn't quite, I couldn't quite hear the third one. Hang on, I'll answer the first two, and then. So, what was the first one? Destics. Yes. Okay, Destics. Cigarettes. Okay. Funny story about that is because I thought exactly the same thing. I read Death Sticks and I thought, cigarettes. But then I thought, you know, we're in a galaxy far, far away, and I thought Death Sticks could be anything. So. And like I said, I was nervous, like meeting George Lucas, and I thought, I've got a really important question to ask him. What are death sticks? So I said, George, what are death sticks? And he goes, they're cigarettes. And I was like, yeah, well, of course, yeah. But like I said, we're in a galaxy far, far away. I thought, it's like, no, there's cigarettes. And even the props guys on the day that we were shooting the scene, they made these, like a canister of these little things that were these little glowy death sticks thing, and George was like, no, that's not them, like, because they're cigarettes. And I don't think he ever intended on actually showing them at all. It was just a reference thing. And so they got rid of that prop, and then we shot the scene, and then we did some ADR work on the scene, which is like re-looping the dialogue on the film. And then by this stage, he was over at in the States, and I was in Sydney, and we were linking up the dialogue with the visuals there, and he said, do you like the antennas that we put on your head now? And I was like, oh yeah, you've got antennas on my head now. So that was CGI, the antennas on my head. And then he said, well, also you did this thing with your hand, where you like, and so we put like a death stick in your hand, and it ended up being, so I do this thing with my hand, and it wasn't intentional, but during the hand movement, they did another CGI thing where my character sort of flicks this death stick away. And the funny thing was is that the death stick that they did the CGI, like that they CGI'd in, actually looks very similar to what the props guys originally had put there on the table. So I'm like, it's not a cigarette. It's a glowy thing, you see? It is a glowy thing. So I thought that was kind of funny, but yeah, I thought that was a good question because that was my question as well. And it's question number 2, George. My stuff was very like I was in and out within half a day of my experience on the Star Wars set. And George Lucas is kind of famous for not really saying a great deal when he's directing. And literally, like his direction to me for that scene was because the scene starts off on this big tracking shot with the camera's on a crane, and it comes down and then it rests in this position, and that was his direction to me. He said, "Can you see where the camera stops on the crane, and settles in its position there?" And I said, "Yes." He said, "That's when I want your exposure line." I said, "Okay." So we did that. What about some death sticks? We did it like 5 or 6 times, and then after that, let's keep going on, you know. And because it was all in one shot, and then he came up to me after about 5 or 6 takes, and he said, "Well, thank you very much for coming in." And that was it. And I said, because it took me so long to get through security that day on set, the security was very good. I was like, do you mind if I just hang around for the day and just like watch the rest of filming? Because it took so long to get here. I want to get my money's worth. Plus, it was also a really cool film set. It was, you know, obviously the classic Star Wars bar scene where you've got like little characters from the original bar scene in Star Wars, and New Hope, the hammerhead character. There was some other big aliens from Jabba's palace. I was like really geeking out and like, oh my god! So I really enjoyed hanging around for the day anyway.
I want to introduce the judges. We have James Leatherby, dressed as Cap. So we have Tashani Brown. And we have our wonderful Deputy Mayor, Paul Truscott. Oh, come on. He's all right. So, all right, let's kick this off. Tashani.